she's becoming more blunt and to the point too in the way she narrates, which is like it's at the same time good to see, but also there's just sadness about it. Ah, this music. It's like first time getting to this, it's wild how just the reintroduction of this background in this track. It's wild what feelings that can stir up in you. Like so far removed from that original opening context where you're wide-eyed looking around for where this story could be going, what direction it's going, what type of story it might be. And then all this time later, when you have more than enough on what kind of story this is, and then suddenly this relic of a more innocent time assaults your senses. It's so jarring, but also puts you in a bit of synchronicity with the maid's feelings, I imagine. For a member of an esteemed noble family, Hayden was a bit on the eccentric side. He only hired a handful of servants, claiming he was not fond of clamor. There was a single chef, a physician, a servant to take care of all the cleaning, and then me, who served as his personal assistant. Whenever he got the chance, Hayden would chase me down and make me practice proper etiquette. According to him, I had much to learn.
You are at least technically a servant of the Rhodes family, young lady, so I can't have you going around playing the country bumpkin act.
Yes, sir. And unique. First time seeing this face. Oh my god.
And we'll have to do something about that accent, too, while we're at it.
I have an accent. I have an accent? Also, I think I might have said in a previous episode they were from France, but that's sort of like a generalization, because I don't think, like, they're from modern day Switzerland, a French-speaking region of Switzerland. Upon further investigation, Grand Pont is something from a Swiss city that starts with L, but I forget how to pronounce it. I'm not sure if in 1099, if I don't think those country lines would have been so defined at that point, so it's a bit silly of me to say so definitively France. I know definitely parts of France had been sort of defined, because there was like a whole, I think the Holy Roman Empire? No. That wouldn't have been, I don't know. It's been a while since I've examined this era of history in Europe. Western Europe specifically. All I remember is vaguely Charlemagne before 1099 he would have ruled over a part of France. Yeah, I don't know. Many tangents today, it seems.
Thicker than bloody molasses. Now, I have no interest in sticking my nose into your business, asking where you hail from. But while you're here, you must act the part, young lady. Lucky for you, I'm retired and have all the time in the world. I'll teach you everything you need to know about proper etiquette.
All right.
Speak up, will ya?
Yes, sir. Oh my god, it's so sad. It's sad but cute, but also sad again. Hayden did not go easy on me either. In addition to my day-to-day duties, I studied etiquette, the language, proper pronunciation, and formal diction. Any time I made the slightest mistake, he would shout his dissatisfaction.
Listen carefully. A servant is the face of a house.
And it's so sad to see, like, still these Giselle-like features on her face, man, at this point. Ugh.
A servant's gaff is her master's gaff. Always keep this in mind. You're not just a maid. You must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure, even if the house is falling down around you. Whatever happens, you deal with it quickly and quietly. Your language must be immaculate. No ums, ahs, or pauses, for any reason.
Yes, sir.
No stammering either.
Sorry.
Bloody hell, you are not going to make this easy, are you? Whose idea was it that a country bumpkin would make a good servant? I'd like to give him a piece of my mind.
I'm not from the country. Is she puffing out her cheeks a little bit? Oh my god, I forgot about that face. I'm not from the country. Not even slightly. I was raised in the capital.
Is that so, eh? A prim and proper city girl, are you? In that case, you should be a quick study.
Absolutely. I can learn anything in a week. Tops, piece of cake.
Is that so? All right, then. Starting tomorrow, I'm tripling your lessons.
I didn't think this through. In addition to being my master, Hayden was my teacher. When he yelled, he grew twice his size, and I shrunk to half mine. But it wasn't at all an unpleasant experience, because I knew he wasn't raising his voice to belittle me. His instruction may have been harsh, but it was human interaction. There were people around that I could talk to, and that was wonderful. I was starting to regain some of my humanity.
Unlike me, you've still got a long life ahead of you, young lady. I don't know what kind of life you've lived, but I can't imagine it's been all that easy. Not many servant girls your age without a home to go back to. Which is why you need to learn this. Once you've got all the rules and customs down, you'll be able to hold your own at any noble's estate. You shouldn't have any trouble keeping yourself employed. I'm sure you think I'm just a loud, obnoxious old man, but I believe we met for a reason, so I hope you'll stick with me.
I don't think about you like that at all, Master. You're a remarkable man.
One more time.
I deeply appreciate your generous consideration, Master, from the bottom of my heart. What did she say before? Oh.
Aye.
Oh, and there's her first original maid face. Huh. I didn't know much about Hayden's situation, why he had retired to this mansion all alone, away from the rest of his family. But any time I asked about them, he would say,
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes.
With a melancholic frown. Before long, 2 years had passed. By that point, my etiquette had improved enough to satisfy his high standards. In that time, the mansion underwent a number of decor changes, as Hayden brought in sculptures to work on different areas of the house. Sculptors to work on different areas of the house. He also sealed off rooms that were not in use, such as the observation tower and the chapel. It was a sad thing, seeing areas with so many memories for me falling into disuse. But as a mere servant, I had no say in the matter. In addition, Hayden seemed to greatly enjoy renovating the house, so I watched him warmly. The furniture was all gradually replaced, gorgeous paintings hung on the wall, colorfully patterned curtains installed. And a brilliant rose garden planted.
These roses come from all across the world. Nowhere else can you see so many different varieties in one place.
beautiful. Sticky desu.
What language is that?
Did you know that in this city, people are starting to call the mansion Rose Manor? Oh, see, her fucking face, man, it kills me. Oh, God. Oh my, that is, whoever drew that, like fucking wow. That is the perfect in-between face. Between our old Giselle and what she's becoming. Ah! Brilliant work, man. Oh my god. No notes. Jesus.
Rose Manor.
And to think there used to be nothing but weeds here. Amazing how much it has changed. I never thought I would see this garden turned into something so beautiful.
Are you fond of roses, young lady?
Yes, red ones especially. Red roses mean a great deal to me. They remind me of a time long past.
Given one as a gift, were you?
No, I believe I was the one who gave the rose. So red roses are a symbol of my feelings. They're very precious to me. I gave you a rose as a gift. You plucked it from its stem and placed it in my hair. Am I remembering correctly? My memories are so vague now. I can't even remember the look on your face that day.
There are some kids I'd like to give roses to myself.
Who?
My grandchildren.
Oh my, you have grandchildren?
Aye, though we haven't been in touch for some time. Last I saw them was 4 years ago. When my second grandchild was born. The sweetest girl in the world with lovely flaxen hair.
How many years? 4 years.
She's going to be a real beauty when she grows up. Anyway, they're wonderful kids. And one day I want to hand this garden over to them. Each and every rose containing my hope that they'll lead comfortable, healthy lives free of strife.
I'm sure your wish will come to pass. Your grandchildren will have wonderful lives.
Aye.
Ah. Of all the characters in this game, Hayden might be one of just the most purely, well-meaning, high-spirited, just beacons of good. He's a noble, which, you know, doesn't do great for his, doesn't immediately endear me to him, but, you know, he's born into it, so he chooses what to make of it, and he seems to be courteous to those around him, at least. Which, you know, is more than I can say of most characters in this game. The grief of not having you around still weighed heavily on my mind, but I was slowly approaching contentedness. Life with Hayden was slow and uneventful, peaceful and relaxing. I imagined my heart was seeking anything to alleviate its pain, and it found that in the beautifully remodeled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses in my time with Hayden, I found that in the beautifully remodeled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses in my time with Hayden. Yeah. He is his type of personality is exactly what she needed at this point. I was even beginning to think this life was enough for me, that I would be okay with this being the end, if it meant more of the tranquility I felt. I was, like a coward, considering giving up the fight. Please do forgive me for ever considering such a thing.
Fuck.
It is more than understandable, though, man.
Hayden seemed to be in high spirits that day. A gift had apparently arrived from his son who lived far away. In it was a tea set, some leaves, and a small jar of sugar.
Miss!
How can I be of service, master?
Brew me up a pot of this, would you? Be careful not to steep it for too long. You want to get it just right for the best flavor.
As you wish, master. You seem quite pleased.
Also, I just noticed that her name is still Giselle here and not the maid, interestingly.
Psh, why would I be? A boy who's shunned his old man for years sends him a paltry gift on a whim. I'm just entertaining his fancy.
Your tea is ready, master.
Ah, what a wonderful smell. Tea and roses are life's best damn spices. Now, let's see what that boy chose for me. If it's no good, I'll be sure to write him an angry letter.
He looks so happy. He must really love his family.
It's a little bitter.
Shall I brew another pot?
No, it's not your fault. Must be something in the leaves.
Would you like to add some sugar then? There was a small jar of it with the tea set.
Now that's some bloody fine sugar he's procured. White as snow and sparkles in the light.
He chose it just for you, master.
Bloody hell, what demon possessed him? All right, give me 2 spoons then.
Yes, master. Here you are.
Splendid. This is some exquisite tea. The sugar balances the bitterness of the leaves perfectly. I guess that boy does have some...
Master? Master! Master! The doctor! I need to find the doctor! Water! I'll get you some water right away. So please hang in there. Thanks to the quick treatment provided by his personal physician, Hayden survived. But he didn't make it out with much more than his life. He was permanently bedridden by the affair. Evidently the sugar I had put in his tea had contained poison, which had done irreparable damage to his nerves and muscles. Most of his body was completely immobile, except for his left arm.
I remember the detail of the kid's father not liking the rose garden, which is an interesting thing to think about.
Can I bring you something? Some water?
I've had more than my fill of water. You don't need to wait on me hand and foot. That face says you need to distract yourself by working. Remember what I told you. A noble family's servants must always act with grace and elegance. You must always maintain your composure.
But how can you expect me to remain composed? If I had only examined the sugar more thoroughly...
You never would have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar and didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. He was damn crafty, that's for sure.
Why would he do this?
His inheritance, I presume. Something must have come up and he needed money quickly.
That's no reason to poison your own father.
Blood is nothing but an obstacle to ambition. Or maybe he just hated me.
How could anyone possibly hate you?
Perhaps that could be said of the me you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. Mine just happened to be my son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to do this. It would have all been his.
Master,
Killing me doesn't accomplish anything. But I guess it doesn't much matter. Say, could I ask you something, young lady?
what can I do for you?
I don't want it to get out that Hayden Rhodes was poisoned. So could you tell people that I passed away peacefully, with a beautiful nurse tending to my every need?
You're not dead yet. Please don't talk like that. You're scaring me.
No stammering.
But
I'm not saying it'll happen immediately. But I am an old man, and one day you'll wake up and I'll be gone. This is about my own pride, not my son. The last thing I want is it to get out with a black... is to go out with a black spot on my name. Tell me you'll do this, Giselle.
he's never said my name before. As you wish.
Thank you. You're a peculiar girl, you know. Sometimes you seem greener than the leaves in summer. And sometimes you seem like you've seen 12 kinds of hell. And every so often, you seem not of this world. Your skin is pale, your hands as cold as ice. At one point I thought you might meet death himself. But I was wrong about that. You have too big a heart to be deaf. You care too much. You must be carrying a very heavy cross on your back.
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Hayden. I don't want to lose this life.
You have someone, don't you, young lady? Someone you're dying to meet again.
Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If something doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down. And it was you who kept me on my feet.
I'm sure you've tried to remain strong plenty of times, so I'll give you some different advice. A trick for when you think you're losing hold of yourself. Build a cocoon.
A cocoon?
A sturdy shell to keep your weak inner self safe. This world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing you whole. So you mustn't readily expose your true self. You build a cocoon, and you play the role you need to play. That way, the real you will remain unharmed. It's not pleasant to hide yourself like that, but it's better than letting the world crush you. But a word of warning: if you spend too long in the cocoon, the real you is liable to disappear forever. You'll be swallowed up by your own protective shell. I hope you find whoever it is before it's too late. Now, I think I'll get some sleep. All this talking's worn me out.
As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning.
Aye. See you in the morning, young lady.
The next day, Hayden was dead. He had strangled himself with his left hand.
How fucking raw. What a character. What a cherry bomb of a character Hayden is. My god.
I should have been more attentive. I should have recognized how much pain he was in, how much it crushed him to have been betrayed by his own family. I should have realized how he truly felt, how fragile he really was.